Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where normally we discuss 1 minute of each of the Indiana Jones movies. But here on this bonus episode, we're going to be talking about the brand new Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny trailer that just premiered at Star Wars Celebration in London. My name is Tom Taylor.
And please allow me to introduce myself. That's the same reaction I had to that music in this trailer. I'm Pete Mummert.
And I'm Gerald Christopher Marcus Porter.
And yes, we are going to talk about this trailer, which, yes, again, if I never hear Sympathy for the Devil again, it'll be too soon. We were talking recently on one of our bonus Patreon shows about songs that are just overplayed and just you know they're good, but you never want to hear them again. And most of the Rolling Stones catalog is at the top of that list for me. But what are you gonna do?
Now I knew this was, this is a bold way to start a trailer.
Before we should just say, if you don't want any spoilers or you don't want to know anything about this, you should probably not listen to this because we're going to be discussing everything that's in the trailer.
That's true.
Sorry,
Thank you,
go
Peter.
ahead, Jer.
You're better at this than we are.
I was going to say, this is a bold way to start a trailer. Indiana Jones, here it is, and we're listening to the Rolling Stones. Mm-hmm. And normally, you guys know I live right off truculent Old Man Avenue. Mm-hmm. And I was shocked when I heard the song, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to like this because I live right off, at Main Street in Churlish. And I'm like, no, I'm fine with this. I'm absolutely, and not only am I fine with this, this is really well done.
It kind of is, and I'm kind of fine with it too in this context of we are planting both feet firmly on Indiana Jones being in the 60s, the late 60s. Like, this is something we've never seen before, and we're going all in, and it could have been this, it could have been, I don't know, Hurdy-Gurdy Man. It could have been Hey Jude or something. But it's cool. Yeah. It's just whatever they picked, it's good that they're just fully embracing that he's in a brand new decade that we've never seen him in before.
I just think this is funny because I was all in on the first teaser trailers and stuff. But if something could be said to give you a little bit of pause, I'm going to say this trailer gave me a little bit of pause.
Oh, really? In general?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In general? Wow.
I'm not
dive into
fully
that.
feeling this.
Oh, Peter.
Well, I have to say, when I think about, the songs, first of all, in Crystal Skull, we have Hound Dog. Mm-hmm. They set the whole thing up, right? And we liked that when we reviewed, we slogged through that. And then I thought, who am I kidding? We begin with Cole Porter's Anything Goes in Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was kind of like, why am I my initial reaction of, why are we playing the Rolling Stones in it? I had to smack myself and say, no, we do this.
If I'm questioning it, it's only because I'm sick to death of the Rolling Stones.
You know what?
I wish they could have picked something else that would have been a little more satisfying.
You know what? I had this conversation yesterday, and I said this to somebody. This sentence came out my mouth. I said, you know what? Tomorrow morning when I awake, I'm going to open my front door, and I'm going to pretend that there's a leprechaun right there looking up at me, and he says, Jerry, you don't have to judge anyone or anything today. And then he's going to go poof.
Except for Mick Jagger.
And I thought to myself, the time and the energy and what feels like just this heavy responsibility of always having to have an opinion on every single thing all the time. And I thought, and so I listened to The Leprechaun when I watched this episode or this trailer, and I thought, I'm fine with it.
And then you looked at the Leprechaun and said, buddy, I'm sorry, I'm on a podcast.
I'm on a podcast.
Opinionate about
back off. Can I have one of them candy canes? Is that spearmint?
Yeah. Your mom dressed you like that? You look stupid. I'm judging you.
Well,
I
okay.
mean, we don't just get the Rolling Stones. We also get Indiana Jones in like a full dad, lazy boy, kind of sad looking apartment. Kind of,
He seems
little
depressed.
TV. Yeah, he does seem depressed. He's in his socks and maybe nothing else. And it's again, it's jarring, but I kind of like it. Like, this is something we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I kind of like this, and he seems to be living in Manhattan because you hear lots of traffic noise, and that bird wakes him up. When is it the same bird from Sri Lanka from Temple of Doom? Is it
I
the
think that's the
shaman?
Rolling Stones.
I think it's the Mick Jagger plumed whatever pheasant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was hoping it was the shaman again.
I'm gonna look.
That'd be great.
That Shutter Jumpstart is brilliant because it kind of, it's like the whole franchise has been asleep, right?
Mhm.
And we've all been sitting there, and you don't even know. I mean, you don't even know if you're going to wake up sometimes.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
here, we get the surprise, and it's this: I'm retiring. We have that line in this,
Yeah.
and he says that, but I was thinking of the earlier trailers, that begin with "I miss the desert,
Yeah.
I miss the sea,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this is really, really well done.
Yeah. And it's his apartment. I'm assuming this is an apartment and not a house. And yeah, it does seem like he's in the city
Yeah.
now. And I saw people saying online they wondered if this was his.
Oh, Doug had said in the Crusade it looks almost the same as his old house.
In a way,
Yeah.
it is. It's got the fireplace in the middle, and then it's got a bookcase on one side and other stuff on the other
The
side.
fireplace though is older than the one in the original house, so it seems
It
odd
is-
that he would have a bigger and older.
Yeah, I don't
More
think it
ornate
is at all the
fireplace. Yeah,
same
I don't
place. But it does seem, now that you mention it, it seems like it's meant to make us think about that set, maybe.
Mhm.
Like, oh, it's Indiana Jones's house. This isn't that house, but it's his house.
Well, I
Well,
have a
okay.
friend whose
Yeah, go
mom.
ahead, Pete.
I have a friend whose mom, like when she moved, like she's getting older in years, and when she moved, she had a new house built with the exact same floor plan as the one she moved out of.
Oh,
So
wow.
it would be easier for her to, like in her older years, to get around. Maybe
kinda
Indy just
great.
like does looks for the exact same floor plan every time.
Wow, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I get up at 2 a.m. like that way you end up in the bathroom and not the closet or something.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys: do you think that Dean Charlie's wife is in the next room?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Deirdre? Was that
We
it?
said Deirdre.
Yeah.
I kind of thought about this. For some reason, it looked a little bit like Dean Charlie's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think
the-
Indy's watching on
well,
TV?
I don't know. Snow, it looks like. It looks like a
Yeah.
full poltergeist thing. Like he fell asleep in his chair with a glass in his hand, and the TV went to snow, played the national anthem.
Oh, what if this is the Poltergeist origin story?
Oh, sure. They've always wanted to do that Indiana Jones haunted house thing. This is their chance. Hey, did you guys notice and I did not notice this myself. Somebody pointed this out to me. The painting over the fireplace is the Leap of Faith painting from
You're
Henry
kidding
Senior's
me.
house.
Yeah, it does look like it. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell completely because it looks a little pixelated, but
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
You can only see like the bottom half of it, but yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it. You can see those figures.
I love that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
I
so
like
okay.
that.
So without knowing anything else, really, we understand he's retiring. It looks like they're having a retirement party.
You see him on a
You're-
subway. crowded
Yeah,
with
you see him on a
people.
subway. It's definitely East Coast vibes. So is he
Yeah.
retiring from Marshall College?
Well, it
Is he
seems
back
unlikely
at-
if he's living in New York.
Oh, Peter.
I agree, Pete. That's
No, you
all I want.
don't.
This was just to set him up, knock him down.
Well, no, I mean even
Strike.
if you're saying it's where you say it is, Tom. It's not. He's not going to live in Manhattan and commute to.
Right.
Yeah.
It does seem like he's at a. I mean, that is
Yeah.
weird. How
But
many?
he wasn't Barnett in New York.
It was in
I
like
feel
New
like-
Jersey or something.
Yeah, but he could live.
Can I
don't know.
say we've done this movie, we've done the show for so long and covered every single. That might be the thing that bothers me the most. That for no reason they changed what school he was teaching at in Last Crusade and went through the trouble to make it look exactly like Marshall College.
Yeah.
It's
God, that bothers me.
bizarre. That was bizarre.
That's so.
So
I
is this
kinda wanna
supposed to be
ignore that.
like whatever, Marshall Net City College?
Or yeah, it's like
Yeah.
SUNY Marshall or something.
Yeah, Springfield State.
He's in the city and he's retiring. It is fascinating. Did he? I mean, he got fired from Barnett.
Oh, that's
It's-
right.
Honest to God, I don't remember if that's the school he got fired.
I don't know if
from
it was
or not.
Barnett either. Yeah.
Weren't there like Marshall?
Really? Marshnet.
We're doing Crystal Skull again. Weren't there like
Barnaul.
Marshall, jock, jackets and stuff
Yeah, I don't
in
remember.
that movie? I don't know.
I don't know.
Come on,
I
guys.
don't know. Maybe back it.
But yeah, he's either teaching
Yeah.
teaching and living in the city, or he's in the city for something,
Yeah.
and he actually still lives out in Jersey or Connecticut or something,
Well, that seems
or
like
San
his house.
Francisco. Pete, who knows?
No, I don't think he's in San Francisco.
Okay.
It's very New York.
Well, so would you guys say that Indy's a slob?
Seems to be now.
Yeah. Is he like? I mean, I guess the sense you get, like you say, Jerry, you're kind of like waking up from something. Like you miss the old days. It seems like he's kind of
Yeah.
moving on, or not moving on, but like the world has kind of moved on.
Well, you get that
And
impression.
if he has become a slob, that kind of makes sense. Like he's kind of like, what am I doing? I guess
well, you
I'll
get that
retire.
impression that the world has moved on, and he hasn't. Like when he's on the subway and he sees the kid with the astronaut helmet on, and like the
Yeah.
people are dressed up for the parade, and he seems like very out of place. He's like,
Yeah,
"Ah,
what am I
kids."
doing here?
He's turning into the Indy from like the eye patch Indy from the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Oh,
Did I tell you I had a dream that's how this movie started? I had a dream that Dial of
slides down a
Destiny started
banister.
with that old man Indy, and I was furious. I was like throwing stuff at the screen. And he wasn't played by Harrison Ford, even though he could have pulled that off at that point.
Oh, I never even
was
thought
so
about it,
mad.
but now we know he doesn't die in this.
I guess so. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I hate
I
all
wonder.
of you.
I know.
Okay,
I hate.
let's
I
not
hate us
bring
too.
any of this up.
Yeah.
Let's not bring that shot with the kid where he looks at the kid with the astronaut helmet. That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It is. That's
That's
Indiana
great.
Jones.
Yeah,
That's the guy from
but-
Cairo. He had a monkey on his shoulder, and now he's like on the subway train in New York
but
City.
they capture it's Indiana Jones, and you're like, but now it is a different time.
Yeah.
This I see in this trailer, I'm like, that's believable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, me
agree
too.
that it's like I never wanted to see him, wherever it is, where he is on a Taco Tuesday,
Right.
Indiana Jones at Jiffy Lube, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that, but I'm looking at these little, I don't know, these tiny little seconds of shots of his life,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can see that.
Yeah,
This is
And
like,
what-
I mean, at least, I was going to say we kept saying that, but maybe I just kept saying it, that in Crystal Skull, I really would have liked to see more of this, of like him just in the 50s. Like life
Yeah.
in the 50s of Indiana. And we got some of that, a little of that. But it would have been cool if like more of the movie was like that, and seeing shots like this get me kind of excited.
Well,
about
so
that.
when Pete, let me ask you, when he looks at the kid on the subway with the astronaut helmet, what is he thinking?
it's too late for me to be an astronaut. No,
No, what's Indiana Jones thinking?
he just looks like. Oh, we went to the moon now. I don't know. He seems like he's just like the kind of grouchy old guy that's in a different, like the world has passed him by.
Kids these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is he thinking like, man, when I got on this train, we weren't, wasn't he, the car was brand new.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
now
maybe.
we've been to the automobile.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
He doesn't seem to be judging or anything. It's just more
No.
of like
No, he doesn't
yeah,
seem to be judging.
wearing a
Yeah.
helmet, huh? All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's what kids do now, I guess.
Yeah. I guess this is space age.
Has
all
he?
right.
Let me ask you: Is this a little bit of a? Did they borrow a cup of latter days, golden years Han Solo?
How so?
You look. I don't know. There's like a bit that there's like a pinch forlorn,
Hmm.
older, slowed down. Like maybe he has some regrets in life, and you see them a little bit here. Maybe with his apartment. I mean, no judgment. I'm not judging. We're all
Yeah.
good, Leprechaun. I'm just saying, he falls asleep in the lazy boy. The snow is happening and the TV.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, he still has the picture above the fireplace.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a shot where he's older and alone.
It almost seems like Han Solo, when you see him again after a bunch of years, he's sort of like he's got regrets and stuff like you're saying, but he's a little more active. He's like still doing his thing.
Yeah.
It's like him and Chewie out in space doing stuff, making moves. But Indy seems like he may have just kind of not given up exactly, but like he says in like the first teaser, like to Sala, he's like those days are gone or whatever.
Well, I think
Like,
he just outlived everybody. Like apparently
Yeah.
Marion's not around. Like he seems like he's living by himself. It seems
Right.
like he just outlived all of his friends.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It is weird. I mean, it's good. A good
So
weird.
it's-
It's a
I mean,
No,
what
I
we're-
don't think I think it looks good.
What we're seeing here are the miles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The years and the miles.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, it's a little strange watching this, getting like dialogue and everything from older Indiana Jones right after I finished watching Shrinking on Apple Plus, the show that he's on, where he's a much different character. Obviously, he's like an older psychiatrist, and it's a comedy, so it's a little looser. But like, you know, when he says this line, like, I'm retiring, like I immediately saw that character instead of Indiana Jones for a second, which makes, I mean, you know, that's a weird time to be Harrison Ford. That's kind of cool. He's got
Yeah.
like all these different
It's like
TV
all of his
shows out,
characters are
and like
retired.
his old timey,
Yeah.
you know, Indiana Jones and stuff. Blockbusters coming out. Good for him.
Well, so we get his goddaughter Helena.
Yeah, who we love. We already love her. She's our favorite.
Yeah, I
She's
like
the
her
best
too.
Indiana Jones woman in the world.
But he says you found something on a train that could change the course of history. And I like, not to go out Jerry Porter, but couldn't literally every single thing in the universe change the course of history?
Yeah.
Or is this positing that we live in a universe with no free will? That seems to be a large metaphysical question right there, just dropped.
Yeah, it hurt. Ow. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we don't really know what the Dial of Destiny is.
Yeah.
We see pictures of it. We see footage of it, but we don't know exactly what it is.
I'm getting real time travel vibes.
It's hard not to get time travel vibes, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I can't decide if that would be awful or fine or... Yeah, we'll see. I don't
We
know.
also
Could
get
it-
some
do you-
real Crystal Skull vibes. Is why are you chasing that thing that drove your father crazy?
That
It's
is
almost
giving
identical
me...
to what he says to Mutt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing: we don't know exactly. There's, you know, if you're going to listen to rumors and stuff on the internet, we don't know.
I'm not
who,
going to listen to those.
No.
Okay,
Just
don't.
going by what's in here.
But we don't know who her father is or who her parents are.
Yeah.
Right.
We know that somebody it was obviously somebody close to Indy, so that she is his goddaughter.
Yeah.
If I'm not saying I don't know anything for a fact, but I know they're being cagey about who her dad is. If her dad was
I've
Marcus
never been-
Brody, wait a minute. If her dad was Marcus Brody, Indiana Jones says, "Why would you be chasing the thing that drove your father crazy?" And are they in universe canonizing that Marcus went crazy somewhere before Last Crusade?
But they
Oh,
literally
see,
show her dad later in the trailer.
I don't know. I think that's just editing. I don't think that's...
You don't think it says your dad accidentally shot me and they show her dad accidentally shooting him and says,
I think
"Sorry."
that is a guy shooting him after he says your dad shot me once, and that your mind could easily make that connection, and I think they want you to, but I don't think it seems like they're deliberately not saying who her dad is, and I feel like it's not going to be a guy we've never heard of before.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
this is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
And I want to be right
Yeah, well,
about this.
but okay,
I want them to say like, yeah, we're acknowledging, we the creators of Indiana Jones are acknowledging that Marcus Brody went crazy
Yeah.
sometime before Last Crusade.
Jerry Porter was right this entire time. We'd like to get him. We'd
Yeah,
like to
you
give
didn't
him
need to have a
job.
Marcus watch this whole time. He was
Yeah.
crazy from the get-go.
He was
Yeah.
crazy because of the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah,
But
10 minutes after
also-
Raiders ended, he went nuts somehow.
Also, that would also mean that Marcus Brody had sex.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
with a lady. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this is another Mutt situation.
Oh, maybe. Oh, like
she's his daughter and
Hmm.
oh,
Wait,
Right.
well,
Let's
your
walk through.
sister.
Let's create. Let's create some internet rumors here.
okay.
It could be Marcus Brody. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Now the guy on the train, and Pete, I want Tommy to be right, that they want you to think it's that guy who shot him by mistake.
Toby Jones.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
and
know
you're
who's
like,
playing it.
that looks like Dean Charlie to me. I don't know. It looks like some weird, more decrepit version of Dean Charlie.
Weird.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
A totally different guy, like
It's a
Dean Charlie's.
Yeah, it looks like a totally different guy than Dean Charlie. Who's Dean Charlie? If it's somebody new, I don't know if I like that, because you're like, all right, Indiana Jones is the goddaughter, and she's, I don't know, let's say she's 25, 30, something like that. You're like, all right, so it'd be somebody he'd at least...
She might have been born in the 30s or something. late
Yeah.
70s.
I'm happy with somebody new, but I'm nervous because our last two new people were Mac and Oxman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it could be Sala.
Yeah.
Maybe one of his
Yeah.
kids like moved to the city.
Could be Omar.
Could be
Yeah.
Omar.
Could be.
Could be Omar.
Who else does he know?
Well, it could be one of the top men guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to. Yeah. Maybe
We've
it's
got our
Morgan.
differences, Jones, but I really respect you, and I want you to be my daughter's godfather.
Hey, I know we took that whole arc thing and all that, but listen,
Yeah. I'm going to make it up to you by giving you a lot of responsibility for someone you don't even know.
you got a couple good moves. I'd like you to be my daughter's god. Oh, I like that.
Probably exactly true. I mean, it is true that we always complain in Star Wars about like, oh, he has to be so and so's uncle, and there's only like 10 people in the whole galaxy and everything. But so you do if she does say like, oh, I'm Billy Smith's daughter, who you never met, but he was your good pal in the many years that we've never seen on film of Indiana Jones.
I'd be cool with
That would
if
make
they do it
sense,
well.
but it wouldn't be that satisfying.
Oh, I think it'd
in
be
a way.
satisfying if they do it well. I just didn't think
If they do
did
it well, of
in
course,
Crystal
yeah.
Skull.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
weird. I feel
Yeah,
like it's
I-
going to be somebody though.
See, I was also wondering, like, because with the Crystal Skull vibes I got here, I was wondering if this is like a kind of a J.J. Abrams situation, like when he redid Star Wars, he had that line, "This is where we're gonna make it right" or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
is this what's the guy's name? James Mangold?
Yeah.
Is this him saying I'm gonna remake Crystal Skull and make it right?
Oh, maybe.
So it's Max.
Yeah, something good came out of Crystal Skull.
Or
Yeah.
Oxman? Maybe Oxman really did have a kid. It just wasn't
maybe.
Mutt.
I like how you called him Oxman.
Yeah.
Now that he's had a kid, he's Oxman. Atta boy.
He's not just Oxley. He's full Oxley.
Yeah.
We get this as she's talking about, hey, you found something on a train or whatever. We get these what I assume are flashbacks from the 30s or 40s. And yeah, Indy's on the train with we get young Indy and not young Indy, but de-aged Harrison
Yeah.
Ford and de-aged Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
And I know we're only getting like little like less than a second glimpses of this stuff, but the de-aging looks really, really good.
It does look really good, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that little trick he plays with his hat.
It is a little weird.
Yeah,
I don't
Where he shoves his
understand
hand, the hat up in the guy's face and then hits him.
Is it just
And it's like, look, I saw it on the first trailer, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, all right, so you're really pushing this hat punch face trick.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, what if Mads is the good guy? Like, what? Because he says Hitler made mistakes, and with this I will correct them all. What if he's going back to undo all of the evil stuff Hitler did?
Oh wow! Like he's gonna just get into art school, and that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Praise the
Like
guy.
he's gonna go back. He's gonna paint the artwork for him and like make it a little bit better, and be like,
Or
there
he's
you
just
go.
he's gonna become his patron. He's gonna hire
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Wow, I like
This
that.
kid's
Hitler-
got the
yeah.
stuff.
But he
What
says
the
fasten
hell?
your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence, and you see like this. It looks like these two airplanes kind of flying into this portal in the clouds, which makes me feel time travel.
Is that a portal in the
Oh.
clouds, or is it just
It might just be a whole.
Clouds.
No, it might just be clouds, but it
Okay.
seems like it could be.
Don't
like
scare
that's what
me.
it's giving me vibes.
Yeah, and
All
there have been
right, so-
shots like that in the other teasers and stuff that seemed a little bit more than just weather or something.
Okay, well let's
Which
think
makes me
for a
nervous.
second here. You have a dial of destiny. You're like, so are we? Is the main thing sort of back to antiquity? I'm wondering if this is a Greek thing because we see some stones and some ancient ruin type things, and the thing depressed. It goes down. There's like for some reason I'm thinking Atlantis, and then the
Yeah.
woman's name is Helena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking,
Yeah.
there's, I wonder, it seems like some Greek Atlantis.
Well, there's some scuba diving too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
what it feels like. But I'm wondering, do they have like dial? I mean, they have these dials back then where you could like.
Yeah.
I mean, they
We're
didn't
gonna
have
find
that,
out.
right?
One of the things when I said at the beginning, some things gave me pause. One of the things is there seems to be. I mean, maybe it's just the trailer. Hopefully, it's just the trailer. But there seems to be very little archaeology. It just seems more like a regular action adventure movie. So I'm hoping
that might
some
be hard to-
archaeology shows up.
It seems like there's opportunity for it, at least in
Yeah, I
the Indiana
agree.
Jones fashion.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But
So
weren't
I'm-
people saying like after they first announced the title with one of the teasers, and people were immediately theorizing there's some object in actual history that people thought maybe the Dial of Destiny is some
Well, I
play on
mentioned
this
I think
thing.
the Antikythera mechanism, which was like this old, but this doesn't look like that, really.
But I
don't
mean,
think.
yeah, but
yeah,
maybe
but it
they're-
could be. Yeah, it could be some kind. Yeah,
Yeah, who knows?
So
Yeah.
if you could travel in time like that, then would it be this analog, clicking mechanism like that?
Made out of metal and stone or something.
yeah. Like,
Set it
like-
to 3 weeks before I graduated from high school. Set it to right
Pete-
before I sneezed on that girl.
where where would you say this is from, Pete? Like the 1870s?
It's like steampunk Atlantis. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
well said.
That is.
Which also
Yeah.
gives me pause a little bit, but we'll see.
I mean, we do have to say, so we're worried about time travel. We're worried about like what this thing
I'm
could
not
be
actually
and what
worried
it
about
could
time
do.
travel. I don't mind if it's time travel.
I guess that's my question. Like, whether it's aliens or God or Shiva or somebody, there's always obviously an otherworldly aspect to the MacGuffin. Like, so what,
and I
what can we tolerate from this thing that would not make us groan or would seem like appropriate for Indiana Jones?
I feel like I can tolerate almost anything if it's well done. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it could be religion, it could be time travel, it could be aliens. If you do it well, I think it can fit Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
As long
Like, I
as,
still
like
think
you
the
said,
aliens could have
otherworldly.
worked, but it didn't.
Yeah,
it
I do
didn't it
too.
good.
I do too.
All right. Well, so real quick. So the Ark of the Covenant is I'm not going to say this, but is in Area 51.
No, what?
No, it's
Indiana Jones is an old man with an eye patch, Jerry.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like
stop,
Area
stop, stop.
47
son of a
or
bitch.
something.
Ollie,
But,
Ollie,
yeah.
I'm come free. I'm safe. No, you're like, all right, so the Ark of the Covenant's locked away in a crate. You're like, the Sankara stones are back. They're back in the village.
Or one of them is anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. They're in the river, right? They're in the river.
A couple are in the river, and
One's
the
in the village.
crocodiles kind
Yeah.
of. The crocodiles probably knew what they are and had respect, and they probably lovingly carried them down the river in their mouths and then
Yeah.
placed them in a very sacred place. That's what I think happened to those.
or they gave them
One
to
of-
two other villages down
Yeah.
there that needed help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that needed help. Exactly.
There you go. Use it wisely.
No. I know I usually bite you in all this, but I'm just dropping off the stone.
You showed me kindness that one time, and here I am with a magic rock.
We got the Holy Grail went back into the earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The aliens ascended into the heavens. They basically
Yeah.
went back to their other,
There's
dimension.
a space between spaces, Jerry.
Yeah, 428 dimension.
Uh-huh.
A Dial of Destiny. I'm just thinking if you can, because if you get all these things together in one room, you're like, which one of them's gonna win?
Yeah.
Like if Yahweh comes down and he destroys everything, can you? I guess somebody else can take the Dial of Destiny and maybe go back and undo the destruction.
Well,
Exactly,
so far
yeah.
Yahweh
it's
did.
also Yahweh's in two of these, whereas Shiva's in one, and we don't know who's in this one. So I
Yeah.
just weight of numbers. It seems like you've got double powered Yahweh. Since he's got two
Double-
Yahwehs.
yeah.
You can play your Arc card and your Grail card at the same time
Yeah.
on top of
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on there. You got the whole Bible.
Yeah.
Can I say something else that is giving me pause?
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I mentioned this the first time, but it sort of bugged me. But our buddy Brent said this in the Crusade, and it's making me feel a little bit empowered to say it again if I didn't say it before. I don't like Sala's line reading of "Give him hell, Indiana Jones."
I like
And
your line reading. You did it really well.
That
That was
between
great.
between the way he says that and the fact that he's not in the poster and there are a bunch of other people that are, I'm a little nervous where they're going.
I do
Sala.
feel like that is 99% of his role in this movie that we've seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
I think it's almost everything that he does in the movie.
Yeah, I'm worried it is.
Which is, I mean, I don't know if I need Sala running around the earth with him and stuff.
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, even the way it's shot and what we've seen of it, I almost feel like they got John Rhys Davies was by himself. Like he was for like the whole Lord of the
All
Rings
COVID.
filming and stuff. Just like by himself in front of a green screen, like Harrison Ford's not even there or something.
Yeah.
And I miss the ocean and stuff. Like I wonder if it's just like I'll be happy to see him, and I'll always want more of Sala. But yeah, I do get the sense that it'll just be like a very quick thing that makes us feel sort of.
He also feels a little more like Welsh thespian now than he does Egyptian digger to me. I'm not sure why.
I don't know. He always had that
changes.
kind of the Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, that's true.
Boisterousness to him.
How is he not on the poster?
That is weird.
That's
Yeah,
I like that
not
poster,
okay.
but that's weird.
I do too, but he's
Yeah.
not on the poster. Like everybody else is on the poster.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everyone. Maybe there are other people, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone
I'm
else in the
looking at
trailer's on the poster.
right now. Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Boba Fett Yoda thing where they didn't put them on the Empire Strikes Back poster originally because they were secret and new. But we know Sala.
yeah, he's
Sala's
not secret or new.
old-timey.
That's what's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other guy, Ronaldo's on it.
Is that Antonio Banderas?
Is that who that is?
Who are you
I don't know, that
talking
guy-
about? Who's
the-
I don't know. When you
Ronaldo.
watch the trailer, when I was watching the trailer on YouTube, it has subtitles and it lists everyone's names.
Oh, really?
Like
Oh,
one guy
wow.
at the dock is Ronaldo, and
Yeah, he yells like Indy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Antonio Banderas.
oh wow,
You're
I think
kidding.
I think we saw one other shot of him in one of the other teasers, but that's
man, I never would have guessed
we
that
know
was
nothing
Antonio
about him.
Banderas.
No, I would not have either.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh man, I'm looking at that. That's weird. Wow.
What if it? Do you think? All right, could this be Forrestal's goddaughter?
Oh my gosh,
I'd love
that'd
that.
Be funny.
I'd
Yeah.
love that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
What I
And
like is
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
I'll
what?
give you a reason why it could be. At the end of this, Indy and Helena seem to be setting off a giant ball. And I was thinking, what if they're going? What if they use the dial
Yeah.
to go back in time to set off the giant ball to stop Indy from stealing the idol from the Chachapoyan people, so they can keep worshiping in peace?
Oh, maybe. I'm sure that's exactly what he would do with the Dial of Destiny. That's the first thing he would do. is go back
But
and
instead,
fix that
they
thing
actually
that's
go
been
back
nagging
too
him.
far and they kill her dad, Forrestal.
I do like the idea. I mean, the idea that it's Forrestal, I do kind of like that. One thing I like about this whole trailer and hopefully about the movie is that it seems like at the end he's saying like, I've been searching for this my entire life. And so like young Indy has been looking for it and this Indy has been looking for it. And I like that it's almost like a reason for this movie to exist is that he's got some unfinished business that we didn't even know about, but it's from the time where
Yeah.
we knew and loved Indy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that could have been like something that involved Forrestal or something. It could be going
Yeah.
back that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really interesting about this is the way they're setting this up. Other than the Chachapoyan idol, this is the only thing that he has ever wanted.
I was going to say, we always talk about like, oh, somebody comes to him almost James Bond style and says, hey, you got to go get this thing. Or will you please help me with this thing? Or, and there's very rarely, like maybe the Chachapoyan idol and this are the only things that he's like, no, I got to go find this thing. I
Yeah,
want
Yeah,
this
but
thing.
wasn't the Crystal Skull his passion for a while? Like Dad and you
No, it was
talked
his
about it all
dad's.
through college.
It was only his dad's thing.
No, but
Although he
I
was
thought
into
said
the-
he said that Indian Oxman were into it in college.
That was the
Oh,
skull.
Yeah, but that was only.
That's
in
what I said.
college. But-
Oh,
that's
okay,
what I
I'm
meant.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
the
thought you meant
Crystal
the
Skull.
grill, yeah.
No,
you
no,
know
no.
what, Pete? You were into a lot of weird things in college. So
How's your skateboarding career going?
yeah,
No, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I got this. I think Crystal Skull. I think Oxley told him a lot of stories about the Crystal Skull, and he may have been interested in it, but he kind
Yeah.
of shrugged it off early on or something.
Oh, what if Helen is Belloc and Marion's daughter?
Oh my God!
wow, and
Although Belloc
because
never had time to go crazy.
Because she's Marion's daughter, that's why Indy became the Godfather.
I love that.
I'm not adopting Belloc's daughter. I'll be your godfather, but that's it. Forget it. That son of a bitch.
Wow,
or
that's
Marion and
fancy.
Solace, baby.
Oh, sure. This is for you.
His family label.
We get that weird little we get a shot of, again, the editing might be confusing, but it looks like Mad Mikkelsen is looking at these like sort of dossiers or something of Helena and Indiana Jones. And I zoomed in and read the thing about Indy,
Oh.
or what you can see of it, and it just says, it gives his name as Dr. Henry Walton Indiana Jones Jr.
You're
with
kidding.
Indiana
Wait,
in
what?
quotes. I guess canonically his middle name is Walton.
Did we ever hear that before? I've never heard that.
I think if you read the bubblegum card that comes with issue 73 of the comic books or something, it says,
I've never heard that.
Dr. Henry Walton, quote, Indiana Jones Jr.
Ah.
And it says character analysis and psychology assessment. And then all you can see of like the top couple of lines is highly intelligent and academically something. And then
Academically
mercenary.
dubious.
Yeah, academically dodgy. Yeah. And then it says mercenary, period, and history of stealing. And that's all you can see.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because there's a whole stealing thing in here. Like Indy says, "You stole it," and then Matt said,
Yeah.
"You stole it," and then Helena says, "I stole it." That's capitalism. Or-
Yeah, yeah. I like that little moment. That little moment
Yeah.
seems cool.
Yeah.
Matt Nicholson's is awesome. And,
I agree, yeah.
And Phoebe Waller-Bridge is awesome, and
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing all these people
It
in the room
does.
together.
Yeah.
Well, and they bring up the things like stealing,
Yeah,
which is kind of great.
It's
also,
funny that Indy says that as it's a bad thing, because that's what he spent most of his career doing.
yeah. Right. How dare you accuse someone of stealing something, Indiana Jones?
Also, I like the fact that, he says, why do you want to pursue the thing that drove your father crazy? And so when you kind of walk back there, you're like, all right, so Forrestal's dead.
Mhm.
He's got like a dart cone in his forehead.
Yeah.
And, you think about everybody else, you're like, what's his name? Lao Che wanted Nurhachi, right? I mean, that
Yeah.
didn't really go well. He had his son get, skewered
Yeah.
by a duck roast, whatever it was. And then you're like, all right, in Last Crusade, Donovan gets, he gets super weirdo, especially at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I like that they do have all these, I don't know, there's an element of crazy. And
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, like we say, he's frequently sort of he's kind of in the sidecar of these other people's adventures with regards to
Yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
guy who does all the getting and procuring and
Yeah. But he's for hire.
Achieving-
It's not
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever think of him as a mercenary.
Well, according
Potato,
to
potato.
according to Crystal Skull, he was a mercenary in World War II. Well, he was a spy, but he could very easily have been a mercenary as well.
Scoundrel.
Yeah.
And I didn't even write any notes about the riding a horse through the subway, but that's cool and crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I think how they sort of put the big orchestra, punches behind the Stones tune in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like it's almost like an intermission in this trailer. It says like June 30th or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I had chills. I thought that was really cool and well done.
I'm split on that. I kind of like that, but I also, we've had like 3 trailers and teasers now, and the first one and this one went really like all faders up on like the pomp and circumstance of the Raiders March of like,
Yeah.
this is the most important thing that's ever happened to you. You're gonna die if you don't reconnect with Indiana Jones or something. This is
Which I'm cool with.
your
I'm good with
child's
that.
birth, your wedding, all rolled,
Yeah.
your funeral,
I'm
all
good with
rolled
all
into
that.
one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, because the middle one, like I think the Super Bowl teaser just kept it very like ba ba da ba, but like they were just excited. It was a fun, jaunty thing, and it was really quick. And that felt a lot more like Indiana Jones to me, and it felt less like I was being prodded and manipulated and stuff. Like Indiana Jones is not like brum 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 brum.
No,
Well, now-
I didn't. Well, okay, hold
You
on.
try sliding down a banister to something other than that.
I refuse.
He's what adagio. It's not like
Yeah.
at an old man tempo. No,
It sounds like it wants the 10-year-old in me to start crying or something. And I'm like, I'm going to cry anyway, even if you keep it like fun and light, because that's what I was there for
I
in
don't
the
like
beginning.
I don't like the Indiana Jones March played on 16.
Right. Which is kind of what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
do.
that. I want the. I don't think they needed to do that, but I did like
I think it's
just
great.
sort of that little interchange. No,
And they
just
kind of work the
yeah.
Stones into the
Yeah,
Raiders
which is cool.
music too.
It worked.
If I liked the song more, I would think it was cool. And it kind of, it does, again, if I'm going to listen to your Leprechaun, I'm going to say, okay, yeah, it does work. It's from the time. That's all they're going for is like Indy's in the 60s. And here's what we're doing. Woohoo, woohoo. So in that sense, it works. But I just wish I liked the song more or wasn't sick of it.
You don't need to judge, Tommy.
I'm not judging Leprechaun. I'm just saying you hear a song so many times, and you get and you know it's not the Stones themselves; it's their fans, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Shut up! They're fine. They got a handful of very good songs, and they're not the ones I hear all the time. Stupid Leprechaun.
It's an American
okay,
Leprechaun
so-
too.
Apparently, yeah, it's an LA Leprechaun.
So do we have? I guess if we don't take Pete Mummert's route on this, where he's really going back, Hitler made mistakes, and he's going to go to this beer hall putsch and just order a beer and just play a little oompa music in Munich, take up the tuba. Like, if we don't go with that, what do we have this sort of rise of Nazis in the late 60s or early 70s, whatever it is? Like, this guy's going to go back and
Well, weren't we talking before?
carry like the 12 and a half Reich?
Or is it like it's? I mean, it seems given the period and everything. And Pete, you can say more about this than I can because I barely know what I'm talking about. But like, we had previous, Nazi Germany scientists and stuff working for us for
Yeah.
Well, that was
on the
Operation
bomb,
Paperclip.
working on the space race.
Yeah, on the space program,
Yeah.
all kinds of things. We brought over Nazi scientists to work on.
Okay, so
yeah, it could be that, or maybe I'm
Yeah.
just reading into it from the time period.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I wonder
I'm
if-
getting the sense that Mads Mikkelsen, I apologize to forget his character's name. I think it's out there, but I
It's
don't know. what it is.
Jurgen Fuller or something.
Okay. I'm just going to call him Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, I'm not getting the sense that he is a 100% villain. Like he's against
Really?
Indiana Jones and he's, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, he could be like a kind of, I like Jerry said, like he's talking about Hitler being a screw up and stuff. So he's like against Hitler, even though he's a Nazi. So it could
I
be
don't
like
know.
a Red
See, I
Skull
was-
thing or even
when I
like
say
a
he
Donovan
was
thing.
Gonna fix his mistakes. I didn't actually mean that. I think.
Well, that's what he said. I mean, he says like, I'm going to,
Well, I think he's going to fix his mistakes. He's not going to invade Russia in the
yeah,
winter.
but more effectively invade Russia.
Yeah, that's what I think
He's
he
gonna
means.
go to the north
actually
instead.
with a
Yeah.
straight face. I didn't actually mean that. When I said he was going to take up the tuba.
Well, no, he says Hitler made mistakes, and this
Yeah.
will correct, and with this I will correct them all.
Right,
So
he's
it's
going
like-
to make it so the Empire, the Third Reich, doesn't collapse.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Right, right,
Yeah,
that's what
I
I
don't know
think
why
he
I was
means.
thinking the other way.
Did you guys catch that Indy is pushing his W's?
Get out of here! What?
He says I've been tortured with voodoo.
He doesn't say voodoo. Stop it. That's my favorite part of the
He
trailer.
does.
Don't
He
ruin
says he's been tortured with voodoo. He gets kind of like
Stop it.
a little raspy and spitty, almost like there's
Well-
just a pinch of that Sankara Kali Ma blood in him still.
You see a second later.
Whoa.
Whoa! What?
Tom, you were referencing this earlier, but that wasn't voodoo. Voodoo's Haitian.
True.
Right.
So
he's
No, I
using
get it.
shorthand. I think he's.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's appropriating more cultures and ascribing them to other people like he's done
Yeah.
in Crystal Skull.
It's the
Sure.
Indiana Jones way.
Yeah, that's
I guess you're right
what,
there.
Yeah, what caused you to? What's the
I
whoa,
mean, who
whoa,
among
whoa?
us didn't call that an Indiana Jones voodoo doll? That the Maharaj
that's
is
true.
stabbing and stuff. I mean, we're all guilty.
Yeah, that's true.
But by the
That's
way,
true.
I love of all the things to reference in this trailer for the new Indiana Jones movie to like he could have said, I've seen Nazis melt in front of me, whatever. So I've been whatever he says. I've been
He never
brainwashed by
saw those
tortured with
technically.
voodoo. Right, no, but I mean, there's a dozen things they could have referenced, and maybe they do in the movie, but they pull out that one, which I really kind of love for some reason.
Yeah.
I've been tortured with voodoo, and he says I've been shot 9 times.
just like
including
50
9
Cent.
times.
Yeah.
Just like 50 Cent.
But I was thinking, I looked this up because I was like, wait, can I I can think of one time that he's been shot in the movies. Like actually shot, like connected.
In Raiders.
In Raiders, in the truck.
Yeah.
What if that's
The guy
what if her
shoots him in the
dad's the
arm.
Nazi guy, the Nazi dad?
Wait, what? What if the Nazi
Oh,
dad's who?
I
What?
What
like
if her dad's
that.
the
Oh.
guy?
What?
Although that's not the guy who shot
What?
him, though.
No, he's like once accidentally by your father.
Yeah, I got kicked in the face once by your dad. Then I threw him off a truck and ran him over.
The guy came into the truck. And Raiders are meant to save him.
I got you, Indy. Whoa! That's awful. But apparently that is like, so again, to as we were saying before, there's lots of road that Indiana Jones has seen that we have not witnessed.
Yeah, we've
So
only
I
seen
kind of
one
like that
shot,
he's been
yeah.
shot a lot more times than
Yeah.
we've witnessed. Although apparently, if you read the books and the comic books and things,
It's much
there are
more than
other like canonical, not canonical, but legendary times where he's been shot, I guess.
that.
I don't know if it's 9, but there's other times.
Yeah.
He buried his W.
I don't know. I got to listen to that again.
Yeah, I do too.
Voodoo!
He's climbing up a thing. He's exerting himself. He's having
No,
a-
no, I love that line. I love that line. Okay, so wait, question for Pete.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
This is a quote. You have taken your chances, made mistakes, and now a final triumph. All right, so where this whole thing,
Uh-oh.
and we got a dial of destiny.
Uh-oh.
Damn, what if it's going to be this?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, you're saying it's going to be ancient Rome?
No, I'm thinking, okay, so Indy, we're talking a lot about mistakes, and now we got a dial of destiny. She says you've taken your chances, made mistakes. He says Hitler's made mistakes. What the hell's going to happen at the end if Indy winds up with the dial of destiny? You think he's going to go back and not hook up with Marion
Oh.
way back in grad school?
It's all just to undo Mutt.
I think you were saying he's going to go back to ancient Rome and have a triumph, like do a triumph.
A final triumph.
Like where they would lead the captive king.
Oh, where they parade him in. I'm thinking like I bet you they leave you with Indy with the dial of destiny, and he made some kind of mistake in there. Like I don't know what it is. Like maybe he and Marion got divorced.
Marion's not around. And
Yeah,
he's going to go
Marion's
back
not
like not
around.
years
Save
or
her.
decades. He's going to go back
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years or a couple
Yeah.
of months and save his marriage with Marion.
and save his marriage with Marion.
I like it.
Damn.
Or do I? We'll see. Again, if they do
Because
it
she
well,
says
then
that
It's
you-
well done.
Well, she says you've taken your chances, made mistakes, and you're like, okay. So we see, the opening shot. He's sitting there in his apartment. He's going to retire. Basically, he's accepted his fate, right?
Yeah.
His
He's done.
fate of the
He's done,
world
yeah.
is moving past him as we witness it.
Yeah.
And it's not even a shut your eyes, don't look. It's like, dude, your eyes are just shut. You're just asleep.
Yeah, turn off the TV.
Yeah. And so is he going to go back and change something maybe in his golden years that he regrets?
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she is meaning it that way as she's saying it, or if she's just saying like, if you finally get this Dial
Yeah.
of Destiny thing, that'll be, the culmination that you're lacking right now.
Well, what if he says, I've been looking for this my whole life? Maybe it's so he can go back and change his whole life. Like you think he came out into the maternity ward and he's like, damn it,
Right, yeah.
I don't want to be born.
I never should have let that guy give me that hat after my
I
dad
never
could
sh-
count to 10 in Latin. or
I
whatever
wish
it's
the
Greek.
ring had never come to me. So Pete, what do you think my question was, what do you think are Indiana Jones' mistakes in his life?
What do I think his mistakes are, or what do I think he thinks his mistakes are?
What do you think he thinks I mean, if we've been doing this, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? I know what you think his mistakes are.
But it doesn't.
What does he think his
He doesn't
mistakes
seem like
are?
he acknowledges a lot of mistakes.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking the question. He doesn't. Like, do you guys think Indiana Jones is remorseful, regretful?
I think you
has
can go your
co-
whole life without acknowledging your mistakes, and then eventually you're going to be like,
Yeah, they're all
I'm
gonna
sitting
catch
here
up
in
with
my
you.
underwear with a drink in my
Yeah.
hand, and the TV's on snow, and I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
I need to atone for something. Something went wrong somewhere.
Oh, maybe he's gonna go back and marry Willie.
Oh, she was the one.
Yeah.
Or he's going to not slaughter Shorty on the way back from
Yeah.
India. Yeah. There's this, there's a weird shot. Not weird, but like you get a shot of him. It seems like it's connected to, it's like right after that ball is dropping or whatever. They're pulling down a big ball. And he's looking at, to us, it looks a little bit like the sort
It's
of,
like Poseidon holding the ball.
it does, yeah. There's some kind of like kind of Greekish kind of thing going on
Yeah.
there. But yeah, the next shot he's like in, it looks like him and Sala about to lift up the ark out of the thing in the Well of Souls or something. He's like looking at this like case, this sort of sarcophagus kind of thing.
Yeah, it does.
But it looks like there are these, like there's a mirror shining on another mirror maybe. Or
Yeah.
something. I could be making this up, but it looks like there are
No, it
beams of
does.
light being directed around. And isn't that in that stupid Charlton Heston movie that everybody wants us to watch?
Oh my God,
The
it
Secret
is.
of the Incas?
No, I
think
didn't.
that-
Yeah,
I think they did a thing like
I have
that.
watched
yeah.
that, and it does have that plays a very prominent part.
Okay, that's interesting. I wonder
Huh.
if that's an homage or just history
good
repeating
question.
itself, or
Yeah, that like he ends up in a treasure room and has to use the mirror. That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Huh. I like that.
I have the word. I came across this word the other day, and we were talking about what is Indy's arc, and I came across this word. Pete, have you ever heard of the word Bildungsroman?
Yes.
Of course you have.
Use it in a sentence.
Use it in a
an
sentence.
English
Go. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Is it
What does
like
it mean?
A novel of your formative years, or like a like what created you? It's what created you.
It says
It's
here a novel about the moral and psychological growth of the main character.
I don't think we're ever going to get that for Indiana Jones.
No, he's just going to keep opening up the office window and jumping out.
Yep. See ya.
No,
Oh, I thought you were going with I thought you were making a young Indy reference.
never. I'm never
No,
going to.
why would he do that?
Yeah, if there's
Stop
one
it.
thing I'm never going to grow.
He already did make a young Indy reference.
Ow. Ugh.
We kind of skipped over something. We were talking about that shot where Toby Jones
Shoots him?
accidentally shoots at Indiana. Does Indiana Jones catch a bullet right there? I've watched this a dozen times, and it looks a lot like Indiana Jones catches a bullet in midair and is annoyed by it.
Yeah.
I can't think that that's what happens because that's,
Right.
I mean, come on, but it sure looks like that. It bothers me. I'm worried.
Maybe he learned that in that what was his name? Dr. Fantasy's magic caboose.
Oh, maybe, yeah. And then he pulls it out of his ear after that. Yeah. Got your bullet.
Well, I'm going to say at the end of this trailer, I feel alive.
Mm-hmm.
If they were
excited.
going, yeah, I'm totally excited. If they're going, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna leap up. I'm gonna go right to the airport and look at the plane and go, no, this plane's too big. I need something smaller.
Yeah, a
I
little
need
more
something
rickety.
smaller and more rickety. And I need a biplane. Quick, give me a
Yeah.
biplane. And I'm gonna put a hat on, and I don't even know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ask the guy next to me. I'm gonna say, hey, tell me I need to go find something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I need one more triumph.
Yeah, go over there and right before you die, tell me to look for something. Do it. And I'm filled with like adventure. I mean, they suckered me in so well on this.
What I think
Yeah.
works about it, at least in the form of this trailer, is that it looks like an Indiana Jones movie. It's got like what we want. It's got Nazis and it's got desert and it's got dust and it's got clouds of debris and stuff. And it's got some, slipshod archaeology and everything. But it looks different. It looks like it doesn't look like a retread of anything we've seen necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I just said applies to Crystal Skull or to Last Crusade, which we often complained was like just the greatest hits of Raiders in a way, kind of, done in a different way, kind of, this worked then. And they didn't like Temple of Doom, so we got to go back to the Raiders drawing board. And they could be doing that now. Like, they didn't like the aliens and the 50s stuff in Crystal Skull, so we'll do Nazis again. But I don't know. I'm getting the sense that it's not being done as a retread, that it's just kind of,
Yeah.
it wants to be
I hope so.
familiar, but its own thing.
Yeah.
and that's working for me so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very. I mean, it's a very different tenor than the "I miss the desert, I miss the sea." Which
It is, but it's got a little of that in there. It's got
yeah.
Indy could be thinking that as he's sitting there in his underwear, but he's just not, Solace said it for him in the previous teaser.
By the way, I've printed those 2 lines out, and just hang them on, I hang them on the morning mirror, and that's that's just the inspiration for the day.
You're like 10 minutes from both, aren't you? Where you live?
I don't know. I'm sitting here in a lazy boy watching snow on the TV.
But Pete, you've sounded a little less. You've got questions and concerns. It sounds like.
Yeah,
we all do.
You
We're all
guys
being
have brought me
cautious
around.
optimistic.
I'm nervous about some of the Solace stuff. I'm coming around. I'm just worried that. I'm just worried because I don't want to be let down, but I'm still excited. And the first 2 trailers definitely I was 100% in, so I'm 95% in.
All right, I'll take it. You don't have to be in. Have your
No,
feelings,
I'm
Pete.
in.
Yeah, you know what? I want to, Sala. You're out there, John Rhys Davies. I want to know, how did that negotiation go down? You can just find me on Instagram or whatever, Facebook, but just let me know. It's like, hey, there's going to be a new Indiana Jones movie. Oh, you're kidding. Well, listen, I'm going to need some money. like how did it go?
I think he's, from what we know about like Crystal Skull, they wanted him to like just be like literally just appear in the.
I know, and he
in the
didn't do
wedding.
it.
And because he said like I don't do
stupid,
anything.
yeah.
I just sit there and clap or something. Forget it. Sala needs to do something. And so
Yeah,
I think
Sala
if
needs to do something.
He's got he at least has this one moment with Indy of substance.
Yeah.
And that's probably enough to draw him back in.
I'm assuming there's a bunch of stuff. There's probably an early thing, like there always is, in Cairo. And Sala, they probably have like an adventure at the beginning. Something
but if
like
they
that.
have an adventure, then why is he missing the desert and the sea and everything? It sounds like he's missing adventures.
He is.
Like, what if the opening?
Yeah.
What if the cold open is like they're playing, backgammon. Sala wins one game, and then Indy wins the next one. And they call it a draw, and they have some lunch.
I miss applesauce.
I miss chocolate pudding Tuesday. When's it going to be chocolate pudding Tuesday again, Indy? In a few days. But we're excited. Sounds like we're excited.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
Definitely excited.
I'm sad that we're not going to see this movie together, you guys.
I am too.
I had it in my head like, whenever Indiana Jones 5 comes out, the 3 of us will get together, probably in California someplace.
I mean, I'm going to be right around Chicago about that time.
Yeah, for about 15 minutes.
We can do it. I'll come in a day early.
All right. Let's do that. And then we can talk about Pete behind his back.
Yeah. You should just FaceTime the whole thing.
Yeah. That'll be our coverage of the movie. Just release it as a special video thing that gets us arrested. But I don't know. Do we assume that this is the last trailer we get before the movie? It kind of has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's like only a couple months away. A couple of months away. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess, watch this space for any kind of updates we get.
Yeah.
We're excited. And we hope you're excited too. If you want to share your thoughts and join the conversation with us, join us on Facebook at the Indiana Jones Minute and the Listeners Crusade group over there, which is filled with lots of your best friends. And we're all talking about Indiana Jones and sharing our excitement. You can also, if you want to support this show, you can join us over at Patreon at patreon.com/Indiana Jones Minute, where you can get early access to this show and you can get our bonus shows and all sorts of other fun stuff. So check us out over there, and you can find us at all the other regular, social media stuff. We got some fun, stupid stuff on YouTube that you can check out on our YouTube channel. But check us out everywhere and all the time. And
also, we have like on TeePublic, every Chocolate Pudding Tuesday, they have a sale.
That's true.
And we do. Yeah. They have a lot of sales at TeePublic. They're Indiana Jones Minute T-shirts, and there was a great story. Who was it that they ran into somebody at a Starbucks?
Our buddy John Engel from Alien Minute and ABCDTOS. He ran into some guy wearing the Pete Mummert designed Lauche Air Freight shirt.
That's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
great. And the guy didn't even know the show, and
Yeah.
John turned him on to it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So maybe that was you. Welcome. I hope you had a nice coffee. But yeah, check us out everywhere and keep watching this space. Stay subscribed and everything because more fun will happen soon.
Pete, you yell it. You yell it because it was your joke. You yell it.
Stones?
Stones?
No, there was Stones.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the joke? Wait a minute.
Well, it was a joke. For more hijinks.
Yeah.
Be sure
More
to
hijinks
turn
like this on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones.